No injury problems for Ipswich after that UEFA Cup trip to Poland, despite some worries about the midfield trio Tyson, Walk and Muren. So that means they're at full strength, with one notable exception, the captain Mick Mills, who's with me here in the commentary position. Ipswich haven't beaten Liverpool here for 4 seasons, and that was when Paul Mariner, acting captain today, scored the winner with a spectacular header, the first time he'd ever played against Liverpool. For Ian Rush, it's the first time he's played in the First Division. At 19, the youngest player on the field, coming in for the injured Kenny Dalglish, an incredibly difficult game for him, although he has played here before for Chester in the Cup last February. Liverpool haven't been without Dalglish for 3 years in the league, and with Phil Thompson also missing, this is a really severe test for the quality and depth of the club, which has set the standards for all the others for the last decade. David Johnson knows this ground very well, of course. 4 seasons here. He was Ipswich Town's first big city signing and an important cog in their development. So the referee here is Darryl Reeves from Uxbridge. The atmosphere really passionate. All the gates except one for Liverpool supporters closed more than half an hour before the kickoff, and it's going to be Ipswich in the white shorts to get things underway. Ipswich, after one severe test of character in Europe, here's another of a very different sort. Liverpool, the leaders, 2 points better off, but of course they played 3 games more. Mick Mills, what are the important issues here, do you think?
Normally when you play against Liverpool, it's important not to let their strong midfield section dominate matches, but today, without Phil Thompson at the back, it's very important that our front players play as well as possible, because it's possibly going to pay off to take the game to their weaknesses rather than their strengths.
And Ipswich today, strangely enough, have more internationals in their side than have Liverpool. Gates, of course, one of them. Kennedy, the other one, flicking on to Johnson. Back into Souness. Johnson getting a return. And the boot to a free kick. Osman in there sharply. And Irwin decides whether he's going to come up or not, and at the moment he is, and it's Sammy Lee making a run towards the other side of the penalty area as Kennedy floats it in. Johnson and Irwin up here, and Cooper superbly off his line. Kennedy, easy one for him. Rush does well to get the return to him. Rush and Burley. In for McDermott. Not a bad ball, and it was covered quickly by Butcher. McDermott back to Alan Kennedy. Rush can't get there. Neil picks the loose one. Rush to Neil, and here they come, and McDermott let it go, surprisingly. Gates here. Mariner on his right. Burley's overlapping him. And that's a bad one by Alan Kennedy. Play on though. No. Free kick in the end, and a word or two to Alan Kennedy. Smiles though. Mariner starting to make a run. Out to Tyson. Burley goes on to that right flank. Burley's still there. Nice ball forward to Gates. Gates getting into a deep position and deflected for a corner by Souness. Pretty sharp making those positions, Eric Gates.
Yes, he is. Very, very, very sharp indeed. And actually, Franz Tyson is getting his game going already, and he found Eric Gates very well there.
Muren with the corner. The big fellas are up there. Brazil is at the back of the box, but Butcher is going to come in on this one. Brazil might get it though. Oh, it's a tricky one. Butcher. Oh, Mariner missed it. That looked like a pretty useful chance, Mick.
Yes, it did. Alan Brazil was very cool when the ball found him very deep from that corner kick, and he centred it with Terry Butcher knocking it on very well, not going for goal, but just knocking it on, and Paul Mariner very unlucky not to get on the end.
There's a balloon on the pitch just ahead of them. Here comes Butcher. Forward for Brazil. Hansen is there. And here's a chance here. And a good save, but Brazil very close to picking up the rebound from Tyson's shot. Tyson really latched onto that one very fast indeed.
Yes, he come in well. He picked up that loose ball and went on in and hit quite a good shot that tested Clements, and it's very good to see him tested early on.
Up goes Irwin. And Walk. Forward goes Brazil. It's a great header. Brazil here with a chance. Beautifully done by Brazil. Clements well beaten, but the congratulations, of course, from Walk. Great breakthrough there, Mick.
Yes, it was. It was a super header by John Walk. I thought there was a slight chance of the boy being offside, but once he was away with that, I really did fancy him. It was a similar goal to the one he scored against Peter Shilton the other week.
So, with 25 minutes gone, it's Alan Brazil with his 7th goal of the season, and that's really got this game going and put Ipswich in the driving seat. In for Walk. Over there is Burley. Back comes Johnson. In for Gates. Nice one forward. His Mariner is offside. Protests from Mariner, but that flag was clearly up after that sharp bit of play by Gates. The flag is up now, and although the work is well done, despite Clements getting a shoulder to it and it goes in, it doesn't count. Away by Walk, but it'll be Phil Neal to pick it up. Oh, and that was a real elbow job on Eric Gates. Not a pretty foul at all. Neal is about to lose the ball to Gates here, but woof. Eric Gates pointing the finger. I guess at who? Here's Osman with a free kick. Mariner flick on. Irwin here, he's lost out. And here's Walk. Walk coming in on those loose ones. Not from the 6-yard area, which we usually find him, but from a considerably greater distance. A mistake by Irwin, really, Mick.
Yes, Arnold Muren seized on it very, very well, and Johnny sized up the shot well, but it was always actually going wide of the post. It was turning the wrong way, unfortunately.
Johnson out here with Russell Osman. Osman got the challenge in there, but I'm afraid David Johnson is hurt. And here's Brazil. Hansen does well to get ahead to it, but it's still Ipswich. Look at Tyson out there. But Gates went for the shot alone. So it looks as if the substitute Jimmy Case is coming on, and sadly David Johnson limps out of this game. Well, that's a bad blow for Liverpool, already without Dalglish up front. It looks as if David Johnson, with a knee injury or just below the knee, he could be out for a couple of games, if that's as serious as it looks. Brazil going over there to try and cover Alan Kennedy, but he's been bypassed again. Well, Liverpool getting a fair bit of possession in midfield, but really they haven't caused Paul Cooper too many problems at that end. As the referee blows the whistle for the end of the first half, with 3 minutes of injury time added on, and not surprisingly so, we've had a lot of stoppages in the last 15 minutes, when, as Mick Mills said, it hasn't been anything for the faint-hearted. But there has been a goal for Ipswich from Alan Brazil after a great header by John Walk, and that gives them a very vital half-time lead. So the score as they move into the dressing rooms is Ipswich 1, Liverpool 0. So both sides still flying the flag, of course, for Britain in Europe, and this won't decide exactly where the championship flag will go, but a lot of the Ipswich players will feel that it certainly will have a very big influence on what happens in May. As we start the second half, Liverpool in the all-red strip, of course. They've had a marvellous record here in the league and the cup in the last 4 games, winning here 1-0 in the cup, 3-0 in the league and 2-1 on the last occasion. Let's briefly have a word with the Ipswich manager, Bobby Robson. What points did you make at half-time, Bobby?
Jerry, we have to just keep going. It's a kind of a tug-of-war game. I mean, we'll have to learn to take the strain when necessary. But having, taken the strain, unleash ourselves and have the impetus to get forward like we've done in the first half. We've been extremely good on many occasions. Brazil and Manor up front are playing quite beautifully. Little Gates is a thorn in their side. As long as those 3 front players keep showing, we command the ball from the midfield and get it to them, we can go on, I think, and we've got to be confident and keep our nerve, and it's a rattling good game, but we can do it, I think. I mean, the heart is there, and as long as we have that in the application, we hope to win the match.
OK, Bobby, thanks a lot. As Kennedy, of course, and a number of the Ipswich players might have something to say about that, particularly as at half-time, I gather Bob Paisley was giving us some fairly severe words about their approach to the first half. He wants a little bit more effort, a little bit more aggression from them. Burley deflecting off Souness. There goes Brazil forward. Flicked away by Rush, but no chance of a teammate getting all of that. As Burley gets possession, and now Osman. Lee making him work a bit. Mariner gets a push from behind, but it's still Ipswich in possession. Burley and Tyson here. Osman getting away from Kennedy at last. Ooh, that was skewed away into the path of Case. Forward for Souness. There goes Alan Kennedy on the left-hand side. Souness with a lot of possession here. Alan Kennedy. McDermott is in the middle. Oh, it's a good effort and a brilliant save. Kennedy to Kennedy, and a good save from Cooper. That's their first real effort in this game. Beautiful break down the left by Alan Kennedy, the flying header by Ray Kennedy, and a good save by Cooper. And a corner with Liverpool with their tails up, and Ray Kennedy will get this one. We've got 4 players up in the penalty area. Souness on the edge, Alan Kennedy another one. Souness is running things at the moment. Souness looking dangerous all the time in midfield. Burley thumps it back. Here's Mariner. Hanson's always pretty close with him. That was straight to Kennedy. Burley did well to intercept, but it's still Liverpool. McCall. Muren can't get a hold of it. Neil can. And the tempo of the Liverpool game being increased as Souness tries to chip one forward. Oh, Butcher, the back pass hit the bar. Well, in this game last year, Alan Hunter put into his own net, but look at this one for a back pass from Terry Butcher. 1 or 2 players thought the whistle had gone, but it hadn't. It would have counted. The corner, in fact, came to nothing because Paul Cooper plucked it out of the air, and the Ipswich supporters building up a bit of a walk-on. Well, apparently against Manchester City last week, Ipswich played well in the first half and slackened off a bit in the second. But that's not going to happen here as Kennedy goes forward.
Jerry, that one point was made in the dressing room at half-time that this game is a 90-minute game, and let's have 90 minutes this week, unlike last week against Manchester City.
Liverpool looking a bit sharp now, with Alan Kennedy here. Floating one in for Sammy Lee. And another near miss. John Walk this time. Well, John Walk usually puts him in from there. Incredible indecision here as Cooper comes out for it, but Walk tries to get it over the top and only just succeeds. Well, things are almost falling apart here for Ipswich. Another Liverpool corner. Chipped in by Case. Away by Mariner, but only to McDermott. And Rush tries to turn it. And they can't find a supporting colleague up there. They're all back in defence. Osman. And that's not a good clearance either. Ray Kennedy. In for McDermott. In the danger area. Good chip.
That was a super effort, that, Jerry. Really good. You could see what he was intending to do from the moment that he received the ball. That is international class stuff.
And here's the other corner as Cooper stays on his line. Rush gets up and Hope. Well, Rush, a good effort there. Cooper wanting them to get themselves properly organised and slow it down, because Liverpool have suddenly got a grip on this one. The chip over from the right. Rush is in a good position. Perhaps it shouldn't have gone straight to the goalkeeper. McCall, a nice run. Loses out though. Burley coming over fast. Fast and furious now. Souness. Up goes Rush. It's coming out to Case. Case still in there, and Sammy Lee a touch. Well, how did that go in? Well, Case with that long-distance header. Two players went for it. As it bounces again, Case once more goes for it. Now, does Lee get a touch or not? Might not have done, but certainly beats Cooper, and it's in the net, and it's 1-1. And it's Hansen to clear. Now we've really got a ball game, because in the 16 minutes of this second half, it started slowly, and then Liverpool put the clamps on things, and now it's Lee going for another one. A good one. Over the top this time. And he did have a couple of supporting players alongside in the end. Well, Lee certainly went in there when Case's header came down in front of Cooper. Certainly put the goalkeeper off. And 1-1 and well balanced now. Down goes Mariner, no foul. And it's mopped up nicely by Phil Neal. Flicked on by Kennedy. Souness missed it, but Hansen didn't. And it's Souness again here. Rush and Sammy Lee up front. Lee asking for one into space. McDermott, other room for them. Bit of arrogance and confidence here. And now it's McDermott in for Rush, and here's Kennedy, but a touch which Burley did well to get in the way of, but Kennedy ghosting into those penalty area positions, causing trouble here.
Yes, he does very well here, but actually I thought George Burley was really thinking well. He was always searching for a covering situation each time, and I always thought he was going to be the master for us.
Deflected out for the throw. Well, can Ipswich produce something in the last 5 minutes? Haven't done too much in this second half. And Rush gets away from Burley there, and it's Lee to hold as two players go up in support, particularly McDermott. McDermott there is in a great position. It's a fine effort, ending in total disaster. Well, a typical Terry McDermott run, but I'd like to think that was an untypical finish, Mick.
Yes, it was. He made a great burst there. I thought it was Russell's indecision down this right-hand side that caused it, and then Paul Mariner failing to go back in Russell's position. And fortunately, he made a complete hash of it.
Case against Brazil. Plenty of players behind him if he wants to knock it back down the line. McDermott and Neil. And there's Burley to cut it out. And there is the whistle for the end of the game. So just as at Anfield in October, a point each, and a much better performance from Liverpool in the second half, despite those injuries. Jimmy Case with that header that caused confusion, particularly when Sammy Lee got in front of goalkeeper Cooper, and in it went. They could have had one or two more, albeit from Ipswich defenders, and they went very close, hitting the woodwork. And I think probably in the end, Ipswich quite happy to get a point. It didn't look like that at half-time. Still the major issue unresolved, and certainly that's the way it's likely to remain until May. The final score, Ipswich 1, Liverpool 1.